for podcast of the conversation with Anthony Barbosa, ep, American Pyramids. What's going on, Brody?
What's going on, man? How you?
I'm good. Thank you for popping in, hanging out with me, having a little conversation.
For sure, man. You already know.
We're just gonna have a little life talk today, and I wanted to talk about the Summer Jam Classic you got popping up in this weekend.
Yep, this Saturday.
Rescheduled to this weekend.
Yep, August 21st from 11 to 7 at Crompton Park.
11 to 7 at Crompton Park. All right. Why'd you reschedule?
So, a couple things. Weather was a serious one. We didn't have a backup gym.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to risk. We got a lot of Division I pros this year playing, and I couldn't risk no one getting rain coming in. Yeah, liabilities. Also with the new college rule, like college kids can now play in my tournament.
They can or they can't?
They can.
All right.
So I don't want them getting hurt.
Yeah, facts.
That's the last thing I want. Families, messing up kids and stuff like that outside. But also one of the reasons the city was giving us a little issue due to attendance, maybe having too many people, COVID. So
COVID's trash.
Yeah. So we had to get some things done where we had to basically make sure we have a lot of sanitizer. We don't have to mandate masks, but we gotta prefer masks.
Yeah.
So just little things that I couldn't risk not getting approved by Saturday morning and telling everyone, oh yeah, summer jams now. It's
right.
It's just way too big of an event, too many vendors, too many businesses,
right.
Too many people traveling to Worcester. So I just couldn't do that, and then last minute cancel or go. So I just had to play it safe and just move it a week.
Word. That sucks because it didn't even rain.
Yeah.
I think it rained for 20 minutes on Saturday and it was all good, all set.
I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping rain. I was come on, just rain a little bit. Because I knew people was gonna say that. But one thing people gotta understand of doing an event like this, it's just not one aspect. It's just not a basketball tournament. I have so many vendors and stuff. If we did move it to a gym, I would feel bad for the vendors who are there to sell their product. They'd miss out. Right. So that was tough.
So let's talk about what all goes into doing something like the Summer Jam Classic. So how did the first one you did, how did the idea and concept come about, and how'd you put it together?
So the first idea came 2014. I was playing college ball and I played a tournament in New York and it was at the Rucker.
Yeah. Classic shit.
Yeah. It was fire, and I seen the environment, but also not just the basketball. I seen just the environment. Everybody coming, from the city, people travel, the music, the food, the energy was just fire. And it was I love ball. Who doesn't love basketball, especially in our city, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Especially us coming from the inner city. So I thought that was fire. And then I'm yo, how can I create an event like this in my city? So at this time, I wasn't even living in Worcester. I was living in upstate New York and the edge of Mass. So when I came back to Worcester, I was yo, there's not one basketball tournament. There wasn't the only tournament was the barbershop tournament, which was indoor.
Yeah, you're right.
And that tournament was amazing. There'll be little 3-on-3s and stuff, but not a 5-on-5 impact tournament with hoopers. You know what I'm saying?
Like an event, yeah.
Like an event. So I actually had my first meeting. I called Mikey at Michelangelo's barbershop. I called him, called a couple local guys. So Alex from Final Assembly, Alejandro.
Okay, yep.
We had a team meeting. Well, the team ended that night. It was we had a meeting. And I was yo, let's do this. I was yo, we're at fire. So I'm all right, next meeting is this. Only one person showed up.
Yo, getting the people together is trash sometimes.
Yeah, it's trash. So
the love and intention be there, but the commitment sometimes be.
The idea was yeah, we in.
Yeah.
For Mikey understood because Saturdays is barbershop days, you know what I'm saying? That's when they make their money. So right. I understood that part. And I know he always supported from far, and all his players and stuff. He cuts everyone in the damn city anyways that hoop. So but Alejandro from Final Assembly was yo, let's do it. I'm word, let's do it. And he don't even play ball like that. He just a fire videographer, marketer. I'm let's do it. So I was damn, where should I do it? I'm I want to do it in the core I grew up in. So I grew up on Belmont and Lincoln. Yep. So Northampton was yo, it just got redone. I'm it's a perfect spot. So I reached out to guys. I had a lot of connections from just from playing college ball and traveling. Yeah. So Boston came out, Springfield came out. They put teams in. I'm word. It was kind of easy. I'm word.
You were surprised at how easy it was?
Yeah, for the basketball, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a struggle because people gotta pay. And me, I wanted to go all out. I wanted to Rucker Fair the jerseys and stuff. So that first year it wasn't jerseys, but it was still a dry fit because out here we used to just t-shirts.
Yeah.
So definitely that. Quasi had a brand called Strands at the time.
Yep, Strands by Quasi.
Yeah, yeah. So he was a big help, and also a big shout out to Dominic Bull.
Yep.
Everyone knows him.
Shout him out. Shout out to Dom.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the first kids I know to go Division 1. So dope him and idea. So yeah, so he put a team in, and for him to put a team was big because he had like connects.
Yeah,
like,
he had connects and support from college
like,
and all that.
From like D1 dudes. Yeah. Like he brought dudes and like and he was popular in basketball. So he brought that, and I'm like, all right, word. So now now we got basketball, but like how can we make it for the community, right?
Right.
So I'm like food. So actually
food brings everybody together.
Everyone together. So it's crazy. So my first year, I bought all the food and gave it up for free.
Shut up.
I had no vendors. Yeah.
That's love. That's how.
Like not a lot of people know that.
Do it
yeah.
yourself. You gotta take the burden on yourself.
So
the first time.
Yeah. So shout out to Addie Lee Soul Food. My good friend owns it, and I'm like, yo, bro, I need food like for the low. And since they're a restaurant, they got like a license where they can buy like in bulk.
Right.
So I gave him like $60, and he bought chicken and burgers for days.
Off to 60.
Off to 60, yo. Cause
I
had no budget.
Was a lot too. With a lot of people.
Yeah.
That showed up for it.
It's crazy. Like the first 3 were crazy. Like the first 3 years, but yeah. So I got $60 worth of food, and my mom, bless it to my mom, she just seasoned it up. And
shout out to my dude,
word,
Mama Barbosa,
and that was her first and last. She like, I love you, but
you can't even get mad at it neither. You came through one time. I gotta do it myself the next time.
I got it. She was like, man, you better get some vendors,
right?
But cause like, she was up at like 3 a.m. because that's a lot of food. She was cutting watermelon. She was doing fruit.
Wow, it's a real family event.
Yeah, it was dope. That was the first and last. But just for that, she can go into the Hall of Fame. Just for that, Summer Jam Hall of Fame. She'll be there.
She goes to the Hall of Fame for birthing you.
Yeah,
she
word.
Legend.
So bro, I gave out free food, bro. I remember looking over, that line was so crazy, and I just see my mom turning red. Like she's like, yo, she just overwhelmed.
She served the food too?
She did it too, bro.
Wow.
'Cause I couldn't do it.
Shout out my dudes.
Yeah, like yo, my mom held that first event down with that. But yeah, so the food, and that kind of gave the idea for vendors, because again, like I had no experience doing this.
Right.
Like I never really even seen it, because Rucker was Rucker.
Yeah,
but they've been around 40 years.
Yeah.
So I had no experience. So I'm like, word, food, basketball, performances. I'm like, yo, I love music. Who doesn't love music? So, and also again, having good connects. Like I had a lot of good artists. Ant Sanchez has always been a part. Just growing up with him. Tyree, Ralph.
Yeah,
just growing up with them. You know. So yo, like I'm pretty sure, like yo, my first like list of performers was Ant Sanchez, Ralph, Tyree, and like Kev Young, and that's low key.
That's local.
My fault. And Reap Youngin.
Yeah, that's a top.
Like that's like
a top list for local.
That's
artists.
a crazy list.
Yeah.
Like I know from people that don't know, they're like, yo, but how come that list is fire? Like if you're from the city, that list is like fire. Cause yo, them top 5 could be in your top 5.
Nah, that's a top. That's a legit top 5, top 10. Everyone on that list.
Yo, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like to do that, and I think that just brought people together. Like yo, this is dope. Like it's not lazy. I feel like they're like, yo, got the best of the best, and the basketball tournament was just fire, and it just grew from there. You know, from there we had no sponsors first year. Mm-hmm. It was all from my like $200 budget. Like literally, it was like a $200 budget.
First event was a $200 budget.
It was honestly probably less, because obviously the teams played for the refs and the jerseys. We had like a $25 trophy. Food was $60. Maybe the banner maybe was like $50. But yeah, I like that event. Me and Alex did that event. Who's the co-founder? Like with like a $200 budget, bro.
Wow, that's crazy. And what's it looking like today?
Our budget.
Where we at? The 6th?
We're at the 5th one.
The
yeah.
5th one?
Yeah. We're at 18 vendors and sponsors, which is the most ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about it.
Yeah.
So you have food vendors. What other vendors do you have?
So we have food vendors. We have clothing brand vendors. We have hygiene vendors. We have like clothes accessory vendors. Yep. We have a bakery. Our vendors range from pretty much everything that you can sell. We have a nutrition vendor. Yeah, they're like I think it's like smoothies and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. But they're not selling smoothies. They're just selling like life coaching stuff.
Okay.
But they have smoothies. Yeah, they're called Nutrition Revive.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Yeah, it's a new brand.
We're gonna get to know them on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, pull up. So we have tons of vendors. So we have two food vendors, and then all the vendors are mixed up. Yeah, it's a lot.
All right. So basketball, where do you have teams coming from?
Okay.
For this one.
So we have Vermont. So this year we're representing. We got Vermont. We got New York. We got exactly New York. We got Brooklyn and Harlem. We got Vermont. We got Boston, which represent like Roxbury and Dorchester. We got Connecticut. We got Rhode Island. But we also got players that people are picking up players from Virginia, Texas. I think this isn't the most year 4 we had like over 20 cities represented, but and like states. But yeah, but it's gonna be a good mix. But this year it's pretty dope for our 50th anniversary. We actually have the most Worcester teams.
Okay, how many teams do you have from Worcester?
We have 4 from Worcester.
Oh,
which is the most ever, which sounds crazy, but like yeah, usually all we have is like 2 Worcester teams.
Yeah, now the competition in Worcester is definitely picking back up.
Right.
In terms of everyone wanting to play each other. And the trash talk is crazy.
Yeah, right.
Especially when it's in the city, the trash talk is crazy.
And I think it's dope because I think for the 5th year, for having it more Worcester is dope because, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the 5th year. Like no one thought it would even make it past year 2. So for it to be 5th year and have a lot of Worcester representatives, I think it's pretty dope.
Bro, a lot of people don't do things past the first event. You know what I mean? They see the first event, $200. Mom was up at 3 o'clock, kind of watermelon. It's like, you know what? I might be all set with this. You know what I mean? For you to come back for year 2, year 3, year 4, and be at year 5, that's tremendous. Especially for it to turn into how you envisioned it. You know what I mean? And for it to get there, especially through COVID times.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I needed but COVID gave me like a little break to kind of take a step back because, like you said, after year 1, it's like, damn. Not only you have a $200 budget, you're like, you don't make no money. You're like, you're doing it for money or you're doing it for everything else. But for me, I think everything that came from the Summer Jam is why I did it. It wasn't for the money. It was just for the impact in the community. I remember, I think it was 2018. I was at the Caribbean Festival and some old African American man from the South who was up here visiting, and his daughter came to the event, and he saw me. He was like, "Yo, you do the Summer Jam?" I was like, "Yeah." He like tapped me. He looked at me and he said something I'll never forget. He was like, "How the hell you do that?" He's like a little white boy from the hood. Like, that's what he said.
Nah, right.
And it's so funny because Christian King, who's a city councilman in Worcester, was right next to me, and he does the Summer Jam with me. I remember him posting it on Facebook, and he was like, his eye, he was like, damn. He was like, the dude came over, he's like, yo, no disrespect. Summer Jam is amazing, but how the hell is a little white boy in the hood doing this, like, with no drama, no fighting, like, all love? And when he said that, it like just like it just made me realize it's worth it, and I know the impact it's making on the community just doing stuff like that.
You mentioned Christian King. Can you talk about a little bit about your relationship with him and the impact he has on the Summer Jam, and then related towards his city council position in the city?
Yeah, for sure. So I met Christian King when I was 15. So Christian King runs the men's basketball high school league at Rucker Park. At Rucker Park. I had Crompton Park. Now I got Rucker. Actually, what Crompton is the Rucker of Worcester, right?
Turn it into.
Yeah, turn it into.
Making it.
Right. So I met Christian King when I was 15 at Crompton Park doing the high school league. And I played for Vogue, and we were just getting destroyed. Like, we just, just different levels. And I was just doing well, and, like, he used to always just show me love and stuff. And he followed me out through college and stuff. So when I moved back, he hit me up. I think I posted on maybe Facebook, like, yo, I want to start a men's basketball. I started off with, like, I want to start a men's basketball tournament. Who's interested, simple shit. And
starts off with a post.
Yeah.
And a post.
Right, that's all I did. Like, who's interested? And he called me. He was like, "Hey man, like nice seeing you. Doing your thing. What's it called? I'm a city councilman. Like, how can I help you with the Summer Jam?" So we sat, and this dude, like, he's just a blessing. Like, he's done everything for me, like the permits, like stuff, like all like the paperwork and like political stuff that I don't know much about. He's done that. Like, he's completely taken that over, and he's basically like the life of the Summer Jam in the sense of like he makes it go, because without him, there's no Summer Jam.
Word.
And as a city councilman, man, make sure you guys go and vote, man. Like, this dude does everything he can for his community. He even takes the backlash for his community, with the Black Lives Matter movement and all the police stuff going on in the world. Like, I feel like he stood up for our community, and
for sure.
And he's the one that had to take the backlash for his ranking in our community. But yeah, I think he has a good heart, good soul, and I think he's doing everything right by our community for sure.
Word. Shout out Christian King.
100%.
Kind of backtracking. Before the Summer Jam Classic, basketball. Talk about how you got into basketball, what basketball means to you, how far you were able to go, and so on and so forth.
So funny thing is, I played baseball my whole life.
Yep.
I didn't touch a basketball until I was 13.
Wow.
But I touched it because I went to the Boys and Girls Club. So I grew up on Belmont Lincoln, but some family stuff happened where I had to go to the Boys and Girls Club just for childcare because I had no one to watch me. So
Yep.
I ended up at the Boys and Girls Club, and no one played baseball at the Boys and Girls Club.
Right.
Like no one played any sport but basketball. Like even football maybe there and there. But yo, when I tell you like I'm like, yo, let's play baseball, they look at me like, yo, get this dude out of here, bro. We don't play baseball.
We don't play baseball here.
We don't play baseball
here. Ain't no baseball field around here,
yeah,
bro.
there's no baseball field. And like me, you know what I'm saying? Like growing up in a Spanish household, like my dad's a real Puerto Rican, like baseball and nothing. Like when I played basketball, he'd be like, basketball? He'd be like, what the hell? Like as soon as I got good, he started feeling it. But baseball, I just couldn't do baseball no more. It was too boring. But also just the environment, baseball wasn't a thing no more.
Right.
In my new environment, it was basketball or just you're kind of like you're just
Go
one of them
outside.
kids inside.
Basketball, go outside.
Like go play pool in the game room or go box. I did box one time. My record's 1-1. Nah, my record's 1-1. I won.
You win some, you lose some.
But when I lost, I was devastated. Nose hurting. I was like, I'm good. And that's why I don't play football. Like, them injuries, like, basketball injuries are cool, but getting punched in the face, like, I feel like I have to fight you after.
It's a different type of physicality.
Yeah, also, like, if you punch, like, if you hurt me in the box, like, I feel like we have to fight every time. Like, I can't let it go. I can't let things go. So, boxing wasn't my thing because I was too sensitive. I'm a sensitive person.
Yeah.
Even on the court, you know that. So, like, yeah, so I couldn't do that sport. So, yeah. So basketball. I'm like, damn, yo, I'm all like, yo, I know if y'all know me, my form is bad today. But if y'all seen it, man, listen,
It was bad.
Yo, telling you, bro, like, yo, it was bad.
I can't even think about it.
I was that kid that you put in the game to hurt someone or just hustle.
Damn, you really had no skill set.
No skill set.
Damn. All right, talk about it because you came a long way from there.
Yeah, well. I feel like I was always like just a high. I feel like I'm always a high IQ person in general. Like in sports, it's like I feel like I'm quick to my feet. I can always maneuver.
Yeah.
I've always been like that, even as a young kid. So like that developed, but the skill, bro. Like I remember I played March Madness. You remember how big March Madness?
Yeah. March Madness was a big tournament back when we grew up. I don't know if they still do it now.
Nah, they don't. Unfortunately, no. That's another thing that's gone in the city that we need back. But yeah, so I mean, so I'm 12, but like I also have Marquise Berry and David White on my team, which is like not only the two good players on my team, but probably two best players in the city at that age. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, I don't know anything about ball. Like, I come in the game and just jump on you, tackle you. Like, I was just bad, bro. Like, couldn't make a layup, couldn't shoot, bro. It was just. But it was bad, but like people used to always call me like a hustle player. Like I'll die for the ball. I'll make them extra plays.
Right.
Yeah, because I'm not shooting, I'm not doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll talk crazy. I'll get a player mad. I'll guard the best player.
Listen, that's how I perfect my skill set. That's me.
Yeah, bro. But like, yo, but then I remember. So I'm 13. I got cut twice because I want to play Burncoat Middle with all my boys.
Right.
I got cut twice. I'm like, cool. And at this, in 8th grade, I'm like, I'm getting a little better. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting a lot. You know what I'm saying? My handle getting there. Still can't shoot or do a layup. Like, I'm not scoring nothing, but you know, I could pass the ball.
Right.
You know, I could play some defense.
I could play. I could do some things with some minutes.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna get some minutes. Like I wasn't a bench warmer because I was at least a little better than the worst player.
Right.
So I was like the 9th guy, not the 10th guy. So I'm good.
You're working your way up. I hear that.
Right. So and also I'm emotional. So if you don't play me, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna tell my dad, or I'm gonna kick a basketball. Yeah. So
Yo, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
So I'm emotional. So I'm like, you know what? Bet. So then so I think so. All right. So middle school, I get cut. I'm like, cool. But again, I'm playing with Marquise. I'm playing with the best hoopers. So I'm getting confidence.
You got ballers, right?
I'm getting confidence. And I grow a little bit. I was like 4'10". I grow like 5'3". And that's a difference right there. I'm 5'3" now.
Every inch matters.
Every inch matters, you know what I'm saying? So, so I go into high school. I go to, again, so I'm like, yo, I want to go to Burncoat. I want to go to North. 'Cause I'm at that Belmont line. My dad's like, no, you're a baseball player. Because at that time, Worcester Tech's the best baseball program in the city.
Right.
Like, they got pros. They win the state championship.
It's a vocational school.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, it's vocational. But they got Timmy Collins, who gets drafted to the pros that year, my freshman year.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, you're going to Voc. I'm like, nah, I didn't apply. Because my grades were pretty bad. My dad being my dad, my dad's really popular in the city. He used to host a lot of Spanish clubs. He owned a couple of Spanish clubs, so he knows. So he calls like someone in the school system, he's like, yo, my son needs to go to Voc. So he forces me to go to Voc, bro.
Connections pulled.
I was miserable at Voc, bro.
You don't like Voc?
Oh my, bro. First of all, they all play baseball, and now baseball's not in my head no more. It's like I'm basketball only. Like I'm playing basketball every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing basketball.
Yeah, baller now, right?
Right, and Voc gets laughed at. Like basketball at Voc. Like all my boys.
Yeah, at that point, Voc was trash.
Yeah. Voc was bad until my sophomore year, and yeah. So I didn't even try out for basketball, bro. That's how miserable I was at Voc, bro. I didn't play baseball, nothing. I sat the whole year out.
So you went there to play baseball and didn't play baseball?
No, I literally failed all my classes on purpose, so I was eligible.
The things people do when they're young. All right, go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, so I literally failed all my, I was like, yo, I don't care if I'm grounded. Cause them grades come, my dad's like, yo, you're grounded. Cool. Fine with me, I don't gotta play baseball. Whatever, I sneak up to crib play basketball, right? But all my boys are playing basketball, so David White's at St. John's. Yep. Their games are crazy, so I'm watching.
Yeah. Basketball back then was big events. The high school games were big events back then.
Like so Keith was at Burncoat, so Burncoat wasn't that good then. But yeah, so I'm at St. John's, going to St. John's games. I'm hyped. I'm like, I want to go to St. John's. But yeah, but after that freshman year, I grew again. Like I was probably like 5'7", 5'8", and I played for YouthNet.
Right.
You remember YouthNet, right?
Yep.
So I played, and that summer I don't know what it was, but like something woke up in my body. But I was just destroying. I was just quick.
Yeah.
Just scoring again. Couldn't shoot a three. Never shot the ball, but going to the rim, I was tough.
Getting there. Yeah,
I was getting to the rim. I was having like 30 points a game, just lay up, just tough. Like ain't no one punking me, ain't no none. Like I'm locking you up full court.
How hard for you is.
Yeah, so I remember that summer I won the MVP at the at YouthNet. So my ego went. You feel me? Like
that ego still up there. It never came back down.
So right now I'm MVP of YouthNet. Yo, and like that's where all like the ballers that don't got the grades to play high school.
Young, everyone was young was there.
Right, everybody was young.
And mostly, everyone was a knucklehead, so the best ballers was doing YouthNet because they couldn't play.
Right, they couldn't play high school. So you know what I'm saying? I got the MVP trophy. I'm like, oh word. So I go into my sophomore year at Voc. I'm like, yo, I'll try out, whatever. My grades are better. They're decent enough. So I try out for Voc. I made JV. I'm like, whatever, it's a start. Like, I got cut my whole life. Like,
right.
I got cut middle school.
I wasn't even making the team.
I'm on JV. My first game versus North. And they had, like, big-ass point guards, like Joe and all that. You remember them?
Yeah,
African guys?
North had a squad.
That was their JV team, right?
Yeah.
So I remember, I'm like, where I play against these dudes all the time, just from Friendly House and stuff, Boys and Girls Club. So my first game JV, bro, one half I had, like, 24. You know what I mean? You know me. I'm talking crazy to the bench.
I'm talking not to the players. I'm talking to the bench.
Yo, Kevin Petway's the coach, the JV coach at North. I'm like, yo, y'all suck. Y'all can't guard me. You know what I mean? And he's like, you can't even shoot. I'm like, you're right, but I'm going to the lane. I'm locked and I'm spicy with it. And this time, like, not only did I have handle, I was making them like nice passes to make the crowd, because you know what I'm saying, I'm a point guard. So yeah, so I remember I played one half, and my varsity coach was like, Sean Lynch, shout out to Coach Lynch, was like, yo, you get done with JV, you playing bars. And from there, my ego again. So, yeah, I'm like, where am I playing bars?
Coach came and got me.
Yeah.
He came and got me personally.
He sat me down.
He said, this is my spot.
Right. I'm here. And the varsity team was sick, bro. They was sick out that sophomore and playing, bro. Not only did I get moved up, but I started right away too.
Right.
Like I went from JV half to like starting varsity.
Oh, you might have got froze out a couple games doing that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I could feel the vibe with some of the players, but whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that year wasn't too well. We were 8-12, but then my junior year, like that's when things really changed. Like the whole culture changed, we're making the playoffs, we're winning a lot of games, we're in the newspapers. And I feel like just my skill set grew as well, So my senior year, again, academically I wasn't that good, so I struggled with getting college to look at me. Also, I didn't know what college was.
Right.
So it was tough. So like I had a couple schools look at me my senior year, like Anna Maria, like local schools, and just I didn't know what college was and financial aid. And my mom was like, to be realistic, like we just can't do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so as soon as my mom told me like college was an option, like financially, I was just like whatever. I'm just gonna be a street ball player, and whatever, and just do my own thing, you know. But luckily, Coach Halley was at Quincy. He seen me playing at Crompton one day actually, cause that's when Crompton was all day.
Yeah. Compton was all day, sun up to sundown.
Sundown, bro. So yeah, so I was at I was at Crompton. Came up like, yo, you want to play college ball? I'm like, for like, who are you? I don't know who this is. He's like, I'm Quinsigamond Community College. Yo, I'm not even trying to be funny. I tell a story like, yo, I didn't even know Quincy was a real thing.
Nah, Quincy College saved a lot of local ballers that were just in the win.
Yeah,
You know what
like I didn't even know that was a school or program. And I remember I went for a visit, and they had a kid named Sergio from Boston. And bro, he was like a AI, like handle braids, like ever since one of my favorite players. I'm like, oh, this is college, like, cause again, I didn't know what college was. Like, I seen it on TV.
You had no experience of
like,
what the life was. Yeah,
right. Cause like on college, you know what I thought about college was like Syracuse and stuff, like,
right.
Cause Melo and all them. And I'm like, this is college. I'm like, when like I was getting recruited, I thought I was getting recruited to that level. I didn't know there was like division. I was hyped, bro. I was like, I'm about to play with Melo. Like, yo, I
thought you was D1 with it?
I thought
it was only D1?
I thought there was only D1. So when I heard college, I thought D1.
Right.
That's how I learned the process, right? So I'm like, where I'm about to go to, I thought I was going to go to Louisville. I'm like, oh, yeah, where? Oh, college? So Louisville going to holler at me. That was never a possibility. I didn't know that. But yeah, so he's like, yo, come to Quincy. I'm like, I don't know what that is. But I remember Mook Berry. He was like, yo, I'm gonna go to Quincy too. I'm like, where? I know someone. I'm comfortable, you know, cause
right.
I was kind of like, I wasn't like shy growing up, but like I was kind of in my like, I only chill with my homies. Like
extroverted.
Like I don't really go outside my box. Like,
right.
If I know you, but I ain't gonna go chill with you. I don't talk to no one unless you're my homie. Like, crazy story.
That's a big Worcester thing. I feel like
the crazy thing about Worcester Tech is I had no friends there. So everyone's like, yo, you was mad weird at Worcester Tech. I didn't have no friends there. Like just because I hated it so much my first 2 years. I never built a relationship with no one. Even my basketball team, I was a loner. It wasn't really a basketball school. Most of my team was baseball dudes, just playing basketball to get to their baseball season.
Right.
Something to do. So I was a loner, bro, at Tech. Like, that's why, like, I never, like, you know, I've gotten, like, my attendance, unfortunately, was really bad, so I couldn't get my shop degree there. But, yeah, so I was just, like, I went to high school just to play ball. I didn't really want to be there. So I had no friends, so I'm like, I'm not going to go to Quincy. I don't know no one there. So Mook was supposed to go with me. He ended up not going with me. But I fell in love with basketball that summer. Like, that JUCO summer, like, I really, really fell in love with just the process of basketball. And
being in the gym, the weight room.
Yeah, like the weight room and, like, you know, and just everything that comes with ball, like the attention. Like, I mean, I love attention.
Right.
Like, I thought that was dope. Like, so I remember again, and this is like for the young teens, the young hoopers gonna be listening to this. Like, I busted my ass all throughout that preseason, bro. Like, I felt like I was the best I've ever been. And I remember again, this is taking advantage of opportunities. We're getting ready to go to Roxbury for our first game, and I know, like, just hearing people talk to me, like the sophomores and the coaches. You go to Roxbury gym, it's crazy.
Right,
like,
Boston, yeah.
Like the whole hood in Roxbury be there. Like, you're gonna hear it.
Right.
You're gonna hear it. Especially
and they be in there for an event.
This is when JUCO basketball was the premier. Like, there was no prep school like that. So like prep school was like only an idea, like Brewster, but there wasn't mad kids going prep. So JUCO was like the prep school. So you're gonna go into like a madhouse. And also, I was young. I was 17. Like, a lot of people go to JUCO and like after
they're older,
their
like
careers,
22,
23. So I'm like, damn. But before the game, my coach comes up, because before every game he does one-on-ones, like, hey, you're not playing tonight.
And this is Quincy or MCLA?
No, this is Quincy.
Okay.
So I'm 17. I thought I'm killing everyone in practice. I feel good. He comes in the game. He's like, oh, you're not playing tonight. And I'm like, what? Like, yo, I cried. Like, this is a fact. Like, yo, you can ask coach, like, yo, I started like a little tearing up. I'm like, what you mean? Like, I thought I was starting.
Right.
He was like, yeah, you know, I know you've been playing with the first team. You've been doing well in practice, but I feel like you're not ready for this. I was like, what?
That's hard to hear.
Yes, right? I was like, what? Like, right before we hit the bus, right? And he's like, yeah, we're playing Roxbury. They're like number 11 in the country. I'm going to go with the veterans tonight.
Okay. All right.
So I'm like, like again, I'm 17. I'm emotional. I'm like,
that hurts.
Like
I want to go show out.
Right, I'm on MySpace. Like yo, first college game.
He brought it back to MySpace. That's how you know it's real.
Yeah, bro. And like you know, like I had my song. I had my little song for my MySpace page about basketball. Like I felt good, bro. Told me not playing tonight, yo, bro. First half, I'm sitting there. The environment was crazy though.
Yep.
Like yo, like I want to get in because
you on the bench. You on the bench? Traveled?
Yeah, I travel. I'm on the bench.
Yep.
Point guard. I started point guard. No names, but he just thought he's playing bad. I'm like, I'm itching. Like maybe he's gonna give me a shot. First half over, no shot, no conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of sulking on the bench. I'm trying to like be a team guy. So starts second half. He's like, yo, you starting? I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you starting? You ready? In my head, I was like, yeah, but in my head, I'm like, man, fuck you. I'm like, no, I'm not ready.
Like, nah, you told me I wasn't ready before the game. I'm not ready now.
Right, I'm not warmed up. Like, come on, like, I'm not a scorer, so I'm not gonna go out there and just start scoring.
Right.
Like, I'm like, yo, I need time to warm up to get the, you know what I'm saying? And bro, I remember we're down like 8. Yo, I remember this play to this day. Yo, first play of the game, we like, cause like we like played the triangle offense a little bit. Yo, we came down, we got like a long rebound right to me, bro. I drove. I remember the big man, I hit him with some boom, and I did like a no look pass to like my guy. Bro, the place went crazy.
Oh, you thought you was Chris Paul.
Yo, bro, we're in Roxbury.
Right.
I do the pass, bro, and like, yo, you could just hear the fans go, woo. Like there was like, whoa, like that pass is fire.
They wasn't expecting that, yeah.
Right, and also the pass is fire, and they probably know that they're about to beat us, so, but they're like, word. So you know me, as soon as I make the pass and I get all hyped, I go 90 feet defense. Yo, so I start playing defense, yo, bro. I remember the coach, he's like a 5'3" coach at Roxbury, little hood dude, like baldy. He's like, yo, get this white boy out of here. Yo, bully him. Like, he's like, yo, who you think he is? Little fake Jay Williams. I remember he said that. Yo, bro, from that day on, bro, my ego, remember we talked about my ego, right? Now yeah. So now, now the ego meter about to explode. So, yo, but like for the young Hooper lenses, bro, you just got to take advantage of your opportunity, bro.
Right, be ready for them.
Yo, I played the rest of that game, and I never came out again the whole season. I started, played 35 minutes a game. I was selected for preseason Northeast All-American my following year. And, you know, from there, unfortunately, I got sick my sophomore year. So I dealt with some mental illness stuff. So I sat out my whole sophomore year to take care of some things. So I had a couple schools looking at me like all over the country, like D2, some D3, like mostly D3, but some D2s too. And because I felt like I was the best. I was working out in the gym. My shot developed a little bit, but I felt like I was really good at what I did. Like I was a great playmaker. Right. So that's what I did. Like I only would average like 7 points a game. Yeah. But I was like, I think a number 4 in the country at one time in assists. Like, yeah. My defense. Also, I was tough. Like I was younger than a lot of guys, and just my toughness. Just
a lot of energy.
A lot of energy.
Defense effort.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I would start fights and stuff, but I know like.
That's your role.
Like Steven Jackson said, it's basketball, so ain't nobody gonna really fight. Right. So I fake it. Like what? Let's fight. I know ain't nothing gonna happen. I'll push you a little bit. You push me. I know ain't nothing gonna happen. We could talk, but at the end of the game is love. So like that was my role. So unfortunately, all that stuff that happened that cost me my sophomore year, had to kind of go back on my offers, which actually ended up I committed to Framingham State. Then 2 weeks before I was supposed to move in, I decommitted and I went to MCLA, and from there, man, it was a blessing, bro. I got to play 3 years. I got to travel all over New England, down south. I played a major role. I was on the cover of like newspapers. And also it just gave me the opportunity to create American Pyramids, bro. And that's where my basketball story ends is with American Pyramids. And I'm blessed for my career. I got to play basketball at a good level. I got to play. I created a lot of friends, a lot of connections, networks, and and it's dope. And also, it kept me away from the streets and doing things that I'll probably regret. So it's dope. Sure. I was the first in my family to graduate with a bachelor's degree.
Oh, clap it up!
Yeah, so clap that up. Thank you. Yeah, so it's pretty dope because now I can come back home to my community and not only be a role model, but show them that there's other ways.
Amen. And that's a great segue. So. From basketball, we talked about Summer Jam. You started American Pyramid brand. Let's talk about that. The concept of the brand. What went into creating it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, so actually, so American Pyramid started. The concept started my sophomore year at high school. My best friend Quarter. So
Shot
we
quarter.
yeah Quarter. We didn't go to school a lot. So that year, but we used to skip school. But on TV there'd be nothing but like the History Channel.
Yeah.
Like there's no good shows on. There's nothing on. There's only reruns. So we used to love learning. So we watched History Channel and we fell in love with pyramids, like the way they was built, the
Yep.
concept, the culture behind it, of how strong and powerful, like they've lasted like the whole testament of time. And we was like, we want to create a brand like that. But really, the brand was for his music.
So you were in high school and you started coming up with the concept and idea for this?
Yeah, like American Pyramids and name, we developed that in 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, like
Wow.
yeah, that was his first mixtape. That never came, that was the name of his first mixtape, American Pyramids. So my role was like manager role, you know.
Yep.
Like we love Jay-Z and Dame Dash. Probably, we probably follow their footsteps a little too much with all the beefing we do. But yeah, but like that was our concept, like the Rock Nation, the symbols and stuff. Like we kind of like not copied it, but like we have a lot of the
Model
same
yourself off of it?
model 100%. So that was his first mixtape, but obviously, you know, the music he never really dropped a mixtape and stuff. So obviously, like time went on, like I went to go do my basketball thing, and he was in the city doing his own thing, you know. So, but like my senior year, he sent me some songs that he recorded.
Senior high school or
No, senior in college.
Okay,
so
senior
yeah,
college.
so this is 2006 flashback. Now we're going all the way to 2014.
Okay.
8 years later, he sent me some songs, and they were fire. Like I mean, I still think Corda is like one of the dopest. Yeah, so his music was fire. I'm like, yo, bro, you remember American Pyramids?
Yep.
He was like, yeah, that shit dope. I'm like, yo, let's do it for his album.
Right.
Again, you know, the music never really just came to fruition, just doing everything we had to do. But I'm like, so when I was at MCLA, like I knew my basketball career was like just over. Like I really stopped working out. I thought about like maybe overseas and stuff, but like I just knew like my heart wasn't there. I knew
Right.
it. But I created a program at MCLA called the Assist Program, which was a program because so North Adams, Mass, is actually the poorest county in Massachusetts.
That's where MCLA is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's in North Adams. So yeah, so it's the poorest county in Massachusetts. So they have no mentor program. So I created a mentor program in that town called the Assist Program, where I used my basketball teammates as my volunteers. So I seen the impact I made in that community, that small community, like parents. Like I did like a Christmas for them. I did a Thanksgiving for them.
Wow.
Yo, some of these kids never seen Christmas, bro. Like they never had a Thanksgiving dinner.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, and like you would think, like you know, and like sometimes like this is where like educating and the misinformation hurts our community. Is like they don't understand there's communities that we never seen before that are poor. Don't matter color, don't matter. It doesn't matter. Like there's places where people are really hurting, no matter what their color is. You know. So yeah, so it was tough. So as soon as I developed that program, like my mind switched. Like I'm like, yo, I know what I love. So I think American Pyramids fit with that concept still.
Yeah.
It wasn't just music. Of course, that music could always be part of it, but it's something
It evolved.
right, like a foundation, like something that we can build forever. And I love North Adams, and and I developed a lot of skills and traits from being out there. But I wanted to come home and do that. You
Right.
know, like I wanted to make sure my city good. So when I came home, like we did T-shirts for marketing. You know, like.
Yep.
Maybe just throw out T-shirts like American Pyramids, but like it just started like selling like
Yeah.
all over, like
Yeah.
New York, like Mass, like Boston. I'm like people really like this. And I'm not a fashion designer and stuff, so I would have people like, can you make me a shirt,
Right.
jerseys, and it just started like it started just growing. And I think the dope thing about American Pyramids is not just the clothing looks nice or whatever. It's the foundation behind it. It's the story behind it. It's the motivation. Like yo, when you wear a AP shirt, like the world's yours. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the clothing came from, American Pyramids. But yeah, after I moved back to Worcester and I did that program at MCLA, I'm like, I want to do this in Worcester, and I did that with the mentor program and the basketball player development. I mean, you know, I think you're the only one to actually do a workout with me with the young guys
I
at
had
Belmont.
I had to pull up and I did one workout and that made me realize like, yo, I don't got this in me no more. Like you gotta commit yourself daily to get back into like basketball shape. Like that one workout was like, damn, these young boys ain't even breathing hard.
Yeah.
I'm over here sweating after one drill. You know what I mean? It's just like, but it was fire. I definitely love the concept of like working with the youth.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I wanted to get into about the views from the point conversation with Tyshawn and Brian. But 'cause I feel like that's what's missing a lot in Worcester is the player development from a young age. You know what I mean?
Right. And that was my main focus. And I think it was dope, Like, so kids don't gotta wear Nike and Adidas and stuff, Like, yo, they got AP. Like, it's dope. Like, I remember when Worcester Tech won the state championship, man. Like, I saw the newspaper. I didn't even know, even though I was there.
Yep.
I didn't even know that the kids were throwing up AP.
Yep.
And like that's dope, you know what I'm saying? And it makes me do what I do. And like, right now I got 7 kids in my program playing college basketball. Like that's dope. I think there needs to be more kids going on to the next level because I appreciate these kids. And I don't want you to go to college to become a pro. If you do, that's dope. But I want you to go to college to become a young man and experience, get a degree you love, or find programming. And college isn't the only way. Like you don't have to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to go to college, but if you do take advantage of the opportunity, don't go there just for basketball or for girls or for parties. Yeah, you could do all that, but find your way there. You know what I'm saying?
Preach it.
Find what you love. You never know. You can go there, and you might end up transferring and be a bio major and end up being in a research lab.
Right.
Yo, I don't know if they know, but people in the research lab make over $250,000 a year.
Nah, I think, and that's also outside of basketball, the conversations that people need to have with the youth. You know what I mean? There's different avenues, there's different ways to do things. And honestly, like the best way to touch them is to be involved with them on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Doing programs and doing mentoring and things like that.
No, for sure. So, and I want them to develop and not only be the mentee, but also become mentors. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no age limit. Like I remember someone had a conversation with me. I talked to a parent of one of my kids I mentor, and she was like she was real with me. She's like, "Do you feel like you're a little too young for this?" And I think she's seen like like the way I was dressed. Like I dress streetwear. Like social media can get you in trouble a little bit, so be careful on social media. I go out to the clubs. I go out to the bars.
Yeah,
like,
you are young. I am young. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think everyone's used to like people doing stuff 35 above. So I'm like, and when she said it, like she was like, "Don't take offense." And at first I was like, "What?" But then when I really got to think about it, she was right. Because a lot of people don't at young ages. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I want to teach the kids that I mentor. That your goal. The reason I'm mentoring you is so you could become a mentor to the youth. Like we gotta keep it going.
I have a question, right? Because I was having the same type of conversation with one of my close friends. Do you feel like you have to, in order to mentor, you have to be, no one's perfect, but in order to be a mentor, I feel like some people feel like they have to be at a certain age, stage, or experience level, I guess. So for you being so young, what made you comfortable feeling like you could be a mentor? You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, that's a great question, and that's a question that I battle every day, and we can get into a little bit of mental health, and that's where mental health plays a big part because you 100% like you think mentor, you think like Diddy, Jay-Z, Oprah, Tyler Perry, professional people at what they do. No, my answer is no. Like just your experience. You can be 35, working at Honey Farms, driving a 1993 Honda, living check to check. You can still be a mentor because you've been through things. You've experienced things that can help.
Life experience.
Like life experience. You could be 18 years old and be a mentor. Both of your parents might be in jail. You might have lost a sibling. You might have lost a homie in the streets. You might have did a 6-month bid. You might have had a kid. You know what I'm saying? At 18, think about all those things that can happen at 18. Yeah. You become a mentor to a 14-year-old. You could be a mentor to your 18-year-old homie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both 18. Right. You can mount, bro, don't do this, do this. I've been there, done that. There's no age. That's a false narrative that people get confused. Yeah, your experience and your resume and whatever you do might give you more credibility.
Right.
To the outside world, but in the inside world, you can mentor whoever. Like I can mentor my mom on a piece that she can mentor me on, and my mom's 25 years older than me.
Yeah.
And I bet my like credit, right? A little example, like I built my credit up, and I taught my mom how to build her credit up. She's 25 years. She can be like, "Shut up, boy."
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Yeah. My homies, that older or younger. I got mentors. I got 5 mentors right now.
Do you think it's hard? Do you think it's hard to You think it's hard to have mentors in your own age group? Like maybe not for yourself, but like as a group, uh as peers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard, yeah. It's hard because sometimes you like we the same age, like you don't know more than me or we've been through the same thing. It's tough, but what I learned is take pieces. Like don't be sensitive. Don't be like, oh, don't tell me how to run a business. You never ran a business, right?
Yeah.
But they might have read a whole article or about business that they're just trying to give you a hint. Like I've had arguments with my issues. I've had arguments with my homies for like weeks. Like they're trying to like tell me something like, boy, like you never did none of this.
Yeah.
So I'm ignorant though. But then when I really sit back and think, and I'm like, oh, that actually helped my business. He's never been through it, but he might have read something or he maybe learned something from someone else, and he's just trying to put me on. So it's definitely it's hard to have that conversation. It's tough, and you might not agree, you might fight, but I think also as men, as humans, like we have an ability to what I'm saying, like just sit back and relax a little bit. I think we overstep our boundaries sometimes, and we get mad at our homie for just trying to help us when he's just trying to help. Like we can't be so sensitive. But it's definitely tough though.
You touched on mental health, and you keep saying things like when I sit back and I think. And for me, I feel like a lot of people don't sit back and think and reflect on an event, a day, a conversation, so on and so forth. If you don't mind, if you're comfortable with it, speak on a little bit of issues that you dealt with and how you came to be able to sit back and think through things.
Yeah, 100%. I'm super sensitive. I'm learning not to be so, like, again, when I was like 18, 19, I feel like just like I feel like like growing up I was very like, say something happens to someone in my family, like say like death or poverty, right? I don't really care. Yeah, I share a room with my family. I think that's normal. I don't know anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get older, you're like, that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? So I think my childhood and like everything I've gone through, I just went like, cool. I'm cool with it. Like it didn't affect me. I wasn't like sad, like, oh, I'm poor, or oh, I don't got this, or oh,
You
this.
just accept it as normal.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. But when I became like 18 and 19, bro, like when I just started maturing and seeing the world,
yeah,
and like really talking to people, because not only did I live like that, my homies live like that too. So I go to their house, they're living just like me.
right. That's
Ramen,
so it's normalized, right?
I'm so normalized, bro. But when I became 18, 19, and I started, getting a little more money, living a little different, I ended up like having my own room and like
Right.
comfortability in my house. Like, like I could see my mom more happy, stable. But it did the reverse for me, bro. It shut me down. Like my whole life hit me.
Yeah.
Like I became miserable, bro.
Wow.
Like I became so sad and mad at the world. But I'm like 18, bro, and I'm like shaking. Like I'm not even doing no drugs, no nothing. Bro, I'm going to the hospital every week. Like, yo, I got like heart disease. I got my heart about to give out. Like I got stroke. Like, yo, I'm 18, 19. Yo, in the hospital all the time, bro. And like I couldn't play basketball. Like I'd be on the court and my legs gave out.
Wow. That's rough. That's tough.
Yeah, I went to the hospital in an ambulance. So everyone's like, yo, what's going with him?
Right.
I'm like, yo, am I dying? Bro, the doctors couldn't find nothing wrong with me, bro. No medical issue. So obviously now, I did all this like anxiety, like PTSD stuff.
Yeah.
And they were just, but yo, that's the saying, like I was good my whole like childhood, but like 18, 19, when I just started becoming more mature and learning, like my brain like got like overloaded.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, and from there it's just like everything started hitting me, and I just I couldn't leave my room, bro, for like a whole year. Like I could not leave my room. Like from like 19 to 20, bro, I couldn't leave my room for like a whole year. I was just to myself, and I had to push myself out of that. And I got my first real job at Lowe's, and I just started being around more people,
Right.
Cause it just everything hit me, bro. And I was just so. But again, I'm sensitive still. Like, oh, I suck at basketball. Like, all right, I want to fight. I'm gonna go home and cry. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad at the world. No one talk to me. I'm ignorant to my mom, my siblings. Like, oh, I'm not good enough for you. Oh, I bet. I shut down, bro. Like, so again, and that continued, like, even now with like business and stuff and college, like all my friends, like I would like always be sensitive. Like, yo, Aunt, you shouldn't do that design like that. You know what I'm saying? I shut down.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean.
Like I wouldn't want to do it no more. I wouldn't want to talk about it. But now, bro, like now when people give me criticism or like life hits me, like I just sit back and I think. Like I never used to think. I used to react, or I let things like, Aunt, you suck at this. All right, good. I suck. Now I really feel like I suck. And I feel like I don't want to do it no more. Now I sit back and I think about everything, bro. Like
Yeah.
I reflect and I have like a conversation and I just, okay, this is why they said it. Okay, this is why they said it. Cool. Now we good. Like so, like I just learned. I learned how to develop a way to think things through, like a process.
Yep.
And now, like I feel like my sensitivity is a lot lower. Like in the moment, I could be a little sensitive, but now, boom, as soon as that moment's over, I'm good now. Like a lot of relationships ended because of that. But
Yeah.
now I'm good now. Like if my boy's a son I don't agree with, all right, cool. I get it. Now we just move on
Right.
in a respectful manner. So yeah. So I think just thinking things through for mental health and just like releasing the pressure, you know?
Yeah.
Just not don't let it sink in you, just like let it dissolve. And that's been a big thing for me.
And do you still you said it started more when you were 18 or 19. Do you still deal with it certain times, periods, days now?
Yeah, 100%. So first I'm telling people like, yeah, I've been diagnosed with chronic anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So really it's just something that I just have to deal with the rest of my life.
Yep.
I do the no offense to anyone that takes medicine, do what makes you better, but I go like the natural way. Just doing things, changing diet and just trying to avoid situations.
Right.
But yeah, bro, for the last 10 years, the last 10 years I've dealt with it. It's been tough. It's definitely been tough. But I found outlets that have worked for me.
Right.
And if anyone that'll be watching this, if you ever want to reach out to me, you can feel free to reach out to me. Definitely, because when I was 18, mental health wasn't really a thing.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, so when I was hearing anxiety and stuff, I thought I was like changing doctors. I'm like, yeah, what does that even mean? So I'm making this up. Like, I'm not crazy.
Right.
Like, yeah, but yeah, it's something I dealt with, bro. And it's tough to deal with because sometimes, like you can't make a move that you want to move because you don't want to be in a room with 1,000 people. You don't want to
Right.
be in a room with 300 people. And you don't want to, use drugs or alcohol and stuff like that, which
Helps manage it.
yeah,
Quote unquote.
yeah. I mean, yeah, because I'll be real. Like, alcohol has helped me. Like, it's helped me feel relaxed. It just took away like literally the whole anxiety feeling. Like, my body doesn't like hurt or feel like my chest about to explode or my head. Yeah,
Until the next day, 2
like,
days of
yeah, right. But the long term health effects. So like anyone listening for sure, like those are not the outlets, but definitely if anyone interested in talking about mental health, especially anxiety, you can always feel free to reach out to me.
You feel like I don't want to leave it on. I don't want to leave this off on that note. You feel like having your kid helped you?
Yes. Yo,
Everyone perks up when you talk about the kid.
yeah. I mean, man, my daughter, she's been a blessing because she was a COVID baby. She was born on March 7th.
Yeah, mine's too. Yeah.
Yeah. And during COVID was really a tough time for me because I thought I was on my way out in this business world, this brand world. Even Summer Jam, thought about never doing it again. COVID, I just lost all my passion. I just, the world was shut down, and for me to be motivated, I need the world. That's what I do. I talk to the world, like the basketball, the sports, the hosting events. Like, I'm like, COVID's here, everything's shut down. Like, I'm just regular old ant now. Like, but yeah, having my daughter, bro, was like it was like a gift, like literally. Like, I know everyone says it's a gift, but like she was like when I had her, looking at her, just her energy, like she just motivates me to do everything. Like,
Yeah.
bad days, bad moments, like she just look at me or hug me or touch me, and it's just like, yo, boom, it's like a big switch. And even with the mental health, like that's like you got to use tools or like things that can help you feel better. And my daughter is one of those for sure.
Word. Fire. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for sitting with me. I appreciate the conversation.
For sure. All right, bro. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Love, cuz. Love.
You already know.